Hello there. My name is Cameron Johnson, and I would like to discuss the AVU HSD school board meeting for October the 10th of 2019. To begin, the AVU HSD school board is short for Antelope Valley Union High School District School Board. They cover the cities in the Antelope Valley area, which include Lancaster, Palmdale, and some of the surrounding communities. As of current, they have 23,000 students in their envelope, split across 11 high schools, 8 traditional and 3 non-traditional. And because they are, of course, a high school district, they cater to the grades of 9 through 12. Now, as for the school board itself, the school board is led by the president, Robert Bob Davis. And in addition to him, they have 5 other members. 4 are adult elected members, and in addition, there is 1 student member who goes by the name of Elijah Johnson. The board meets approximately 2 times per month. For the month of October, they met on the 10th and the 24th. It would appear, based on their schedule, they try to meet once every 2 weeks or so. Now, moving on to the meeting that I attended, it began at approximately 7 p.m. in the evening and lasted for about 2 hours. The meeting opened with the Pledge of Allegiance and the ratification of the agenda, or I guess approval of the agenda, before going on into the actual business that was handled during the meeting proper. During the meeting, there were 2 items on the agenda that I found really interesting. The first was at the very beginning of the meeting, where they actually had groups of students from some of the high schools in the area come up and present what was going on at their schools. I believe there was a group from Quartz Hill and Eastside alongside 1 other school that is not actually written in my notes at the moment. But what I found so interesting about that was that it really showed how the school board meeting was not necessarily just about the administrative half, but also about helping the schools communicate with the community, give the children and the students who are, at those schools a chance to, reach out and show what they're doing at their individual sites. In addition, near the end of the meeting, after they had covered a lot of their administrative duties, there was a chance for the public to come up and speak, and I also found that incredibly interesting because it was just for the community to sort of speak to the board and put their thoughts and their grievances out to air. There was some tension at certain points because some of those discussions did get rather heated, but I feel that all in all it was handled very well. Now, as for the general atmosphere of the meeting itself, I feel that it was fairly positive. It was relatively crowded, not incredibly packed. There wasn't any spilling out into the hallway or any of the adjacent rooms, but I would say the auditorium had room for approximately 100 people, and I'd say maybe 99, 95 of those seats were filled, so all in all, pretty good turnout. It seems that a lot of the people who attended the school board meeting on that day had attended previous meetings. So it shows there's really a lot of community engagement with the school board, that they really do, care about the students in the community. Just to tie this back into a lot of the readings and such we've done throughout the semester, I feel that this is a really good example of, how governance and regulation ties into the actual experience of teaching and practice. A lot of the members of the school board are former educators. They're elected by the community. And I feel that, this really gives a good example of how the community influences education, just as education can influence the community. In addition, I feel that this is also a really good example of communication, because as I mentioned earlier, you had the students who were helping to communicate with the community, and the community was communicating back with the school board, who would then affect the students. And I feel like this really demonstrates how it all comes together and ties into sort of the history of school boards and how they can operate as a group.